Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Nature Angel and I want to talk about ways that you could afford going to the NASP conference. So I just thought of doing this video because I plan on going to NASP in 2024, so next year in February, and I know they're having it in New Orleans, but as I have said in previous videos, NASP is very expensive and it costs a lot. And honestly, that is something that has stopped me from going the other 2 years. I am going this year because I am nationally certified and I need to get the rest of my credits before June 2024. And I have a lot actually, but I just want to get the rest of them and get them out of the way. And what better way than to go to a conference, let alone that NASP this year is happening in New Orleans the same week as Mardi Gras. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm gonna tell you some ways that you could afford going to the NASP conference, even if you can't go next year in 2024. Maybe you can use these tips to go to the future conferences or any conference really, or something where it's related to school psychology, and you could use that to get these points that you need in order to keep your national certification. So let's get right into it. First way that I think will help you to be able to afford it possibly is having a NASP membership. Now I know I made a whole video on NASP, getting a NASP membership, which I have that. I will link it down below so that you can watch that. And I still don't think that having that NASP membership is worth it for me. And you can see the reasons why in that video. But I did renew my NASP membership for this year because, and I will explain it to you, when you're in your first 3 years, so it's like your early starter career or something like that, it's cheaper to get a NASP membership than after your first 3 years of working. And when I did the math, after I buy the membership and then after I get the ticket for the conference, I would save, I think it was about like $75, which isn't a whole lot, but it's a little something. Now, if I was getting my NASP membership after my first 3 years, then I don't think it would be worth it to pay it. I mean, it is a difference. There is a discount, there is. But to me, the discount that you get isn't worth it. But this year, I was trying to save any money that I could anywhere, because between that and then the hotel and then the flight, honestly, even like $5 help. So if that is something, you know, if obviously you have friends that you can stay with while you are in the area that the conference is at, do that. But I was trying to find ways that I can make it as cheap as possible, since the whole thing in general is going to cost a lot of money. But on that flip side, again, I still don't really personally see getting a NASP membership unless I plan on going to the conference and it's like my first 3 years, because it's, you can watch the other video and it'll explain why. But going on that, my second way that you can save money is having someone pay for it. So my school, I've been trying the past couple of years to get at least some funding to go and attend the conference, and it really just depends on the budgeting, but I have not been able to get funding for that. But I know there are some schools that will fund all of your trip to it, or at least some of it, and it doesn't hurt to ask, because the worst they're going to say is no. But if they say yes and you fill out whatever forms you need to, that's going to save you, and it could save you the whole thing. You might be going for free. Even if you're not, they might be able to give you some discount and you will be saving some money, which that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The third way to afford going to the NASP conference or any of these conferences is to buy your ticket to the event in advance. So I think for NASP specifically, it's cheap until January. That might be it. Like, they put them on sale in the fall, and then you either need to buy it by like November or something, or January something, I think. I'm gonna put the date over here, but they increase it after that time. So basically, the longer you wait to get your ticket, the more expensive it'll get. So if you can get those like early bird tickets, it's gonna make it cheaper for you to attend. The fourth thing, which I kind of touched on this when I said, if you know someone in the area that the conference is taking place, see if you could stay with them, because then you won't have to buy a hotel. But let's say that you do have to stay in a hotel. You might be able to find some friends that you can split the cost with. So if you were just staying in a room by yourself, and let's say that it was $200 a night, well, if there's 2 of you and you guys split it, $100 a night. If there's 4 of you, $50 a night. So, you know, just splitting it with other people is going to cut down on the costs. The fifth way to afford going to the conference, I would say if there is a way that you can make payments in a couple of months instead of all at once. So sometimes, depending where you're booking hotels and flights from, you can book it and then you will pay it in advance, or even like the hotel. Now, since this conference is happening during Mardi Gras, they wouldn't let me do this, but usually if I book a hotel, I put my card information into the system when you call, but they don't charge me for that hotel until after I check out. Now, for this time period when the conference is taking place, when I called at the hotel I was trying to stay at, they said I'd have to prepay, but that's not always the case. So if you can, and they put your card down, you know, maybe you'll pay later in the future so you can slowly save. Or sometimes, like I was saying, certain hotels and flights might let you break it down, so you'll be paying over the course of a couple of months until it's time for you to attend your conference. And the last thing I have, and it's specifically related to NASP conference, is let's say that you want to book a hotel and you want the hotel that the conference is in. Well, I know for NASP, once you buy your ticket, they already have certain rooms blocked off, and I didn't do it yet, but you could book the rooms through NASP, and it's going to be at a discounted rate unless you can find it cheaper somewhere else. But I know that sometimes, especially if you wait to get the hotel later, the price might have went up, and then there might still be some rooms that you can get through NASP, and it's going to end up being cheaper because the price may have fluctuated with the hotel, but the price that NASP is giving you for the rooms is that price. Now, you have to already have bought the ticket, and they can run out of rooms. And I'm not telling you it's guaranteed that the rooms will be cheaper than if you were able to get it through another site or get a discount somewhere else, but sometimes it might be. So it doesn't hurt to check and compare the price, because that might be a way that you can get the room, or maybe you are getting the room later and now the prices are all up high, but there's still some left through NASP that you can get and it's cheaper. So that's some things that I am realizing to make NASP more affordable for me to come this year. Again, it's still super expensive altogether. Getting the ticket to go to the conference and getting the membership, I don't remember the exact math, but it was probably like $450. And then I didn't buy the flights yet, but that's probably gonna be $200, $300, $400 round trip. And then to have the hotel for the whole week, it's probably gonna be about $1,000, and that's me splitting it. If I wasn't, it'd probably be like $2,000. So very pricey. So if you could use these tips to help, definitely do, because whenever you could save money, do it. Like I said, if you could split it with more people, that's gonna make it cheaper. If you can get your program to pay for it for you, that could make it free or just drastically cheaper. These things may not work, but if you can get them to work, if you can get them early and get your job to pay for some or all of it, and get people to split these things with you, it will make it cheaper. It will make it cheaper than if you had to pay for all this stuff flat out and by yourself. So if you can do it, definitely do. If you guys have any other tips to make NASP cheaper, please leave that down below, because it can also help me and other people. It can help us all. We are all here to help and support each other. But I thought this would be a really fun video, just because I know there's people who want to go, and I also know it's really pricey, especially now in this economy and how we are living in this country and surviving. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you the next time, okay? Thank you so much. Bye, guys.